Brilliance Audio presents Turn Enemies into Allies, The Art of Peace in the Workplace, Conflict Resolution for Leaders, Managers, and Anyone Stuck in the Middle, by Judy Ringer. Performed by Colleen Marlowe. Have you ever worked or dined in a restaurant that has a swinging door in and out of the kitchen? Have you ever pushed or watched someone push on that door when another body is trying to get through the other direction? What happens? You push, they push, and nobody gets through. 5. Demonstrate communication strategies. There's only one way to understand the other person's story, and that's by being curious. Instead of asking yourself, how can they think that? Ask yourself, I wonder what information they have that I don't. Instead of asking, how can they be so irrational? Ask, how might they see the world such that their view makes sense? Certainty locks us out of their story. Curiosity lets us in. Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen. Difficult Conversations. Primary Purpose. As the individual sessions continue, your purpose in Chapter 5 is to combine centered presence with key communication strategies in order to change the parties' adversarial dynamic and help them communicate more effectively. Preparation. Know the purpose and desired outcome for the session. Know which skills you will focus on and why. Have scenarios in mind for role-playing and practicing the skills. Read your notes from the previous session. Enter with optimism for a positive outcome. Agenda. Express appreciation for the individual's presence. Explain your hopes for the session and ask what the individual hopes to gain. Ask for any new developments since the last session. Teach communication strategies and skills, employing examples from the conflict at hand. Discuss ways to prepare for the next session and set a date. Take notes and send them in a follow-up email after the session. Assign homework. In one joint session toward the end of our time together, I asked Lauren and Susan what surprised them most about this process, and their answer surprised me. They both said virtually the same thing. There are people who know how to do this, communicate and manage conflict, because they have a set of skills that can be learned. Lauren and Susan hadn't realized that the ability to manage conflict was about having skills to hold the necessary conversation, and that being in conflict didn't mean they were bad people. It just meant they needed skills, and now they had them. Lauren and Susan now had the skills to talk to each other, communicate what was happening, and ask for what they needed without blaming. When we began working together, entertaining how the other person might be feeling or thinking was a faraway notion that sounded like a good idea, but nothing Lauren and Susan really wanted to do. The realization that they could and had become skilled at these things put smiles on their faces and mine. Conduct a learning conversation. Faced with the choice between changing one's mind and proving that there is no need to do so, almost everyone gets busy on the proof. John Kenneth Galbraith. Most of the time, conflict is set in motion by differing needs, views, values, and/or thinking or behavioral styles. Without experience or training in conflict skills, we often don't know how to ask for what we want, communicate a contrary viewpoint, say no, or express the impact of a coworker's action.